Your favorite Somalian freeloader. Hey, thank you for your tax dollar. I'm eating really good. Thank you for taking care of me. I love you, Americans. You've been such a hostile hospitality, not hostility. You show us hospitality. That's good. We appreciate you. Because of your tax dollar, I get to eat 5 times a day. Before it was 80 cents. They used to send us back in Africa 80 cents. Now I get this EBT card loaded each month with 4 to 500. The freeloader, your favorite freeloader. I'm enjoying myself, enjoying this food, taking vacation here. I'm in my free house provided for me by Enhan. So I'm enjoying myself. Please do not disturb me. All the white people in America, they are my slave. They pay taxes and the government gives me enough to live on. They are my slave. You guys are my slave. What are you gonna do? I'm in Sundown, Iowa. I'm in Sundown, Iowa. What are you guys gonna do to me? You wanna kill me now? Yeah, because the government give me $300 a month. You wanna end my life? That's weird, bro. That's weird. You wanna take my life away because the government gives me $300 a month. Be a freeloader. I get everything for free while you work 50 hours a week. Ha ha, boo boo.
The Somali people and the Black American thing going on right now is kind of weird to me. Only because I see like a lot of Somalis like basically saying like, when they get us up out of here, what you think they're gonna do to you? What you think they're gonna do to what do you think they're gonna do to black people? And y'all are against us and not trying to help us. I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody. I don't care where you from. But this is the thing I think that you people are not getting about Black Americans. Y'all keep talking to us like we ain't always been the underdog. We always been the underdog. And I just seen one of them talking about how we praising Trump for what he doing, but he's raising tariffs and stuff and shutting down a lot of businesses that are probably black businesses and da 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 da. Listen. We will prevail, baby. We not worried because we been there, done that. Been there, done that. This just another regular day for us.
How's this? No, I don't like Somalis. I don't want them in my country, and they bring absolutely nothing of value here. And I know people are gonna sit there and scream and cry, oh my gosh, the statistics, they're so racist. But at the end of the day, the facts are the facts, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I mean, genuinely, what have they brought of value here? And I'm not saying that they're all bad on an individual level. I understand that people who lack nuance aren't going to be able to comprehend that as a collective they're bad. Individuals, I'm sure that there are some that are fine, just like any other population. But if you look at the violent crime statistics, you would see that it's not stopping when they get to America. Somalia has a terrible problem with violent crime. They come into places like Minnesota, and despite being an extremely disproportionate amount of the population, their violent crime rates are sky high. It's absolutely disgusting, doing some of the worst atrocities like raping young girls, because over there in their country, they do not value women. They do not see them as an equal, and they are totally okay with things like child marriage. In fact, when there was a law proposed to raise the marriage age to 18 years old, the protests got so bad from the grown men that the courts decided that they were just going to leave it at the age of 9. Is that what you want brought into your country? Is that what you want around your wives, your sisters, your daughters, just other human beings? Is that what you want to bring into this country so that you could feel better about being a white warrior? I'm sorry, that's absolutely disgusting. We know that once they got into this country, were they grateful? Did they work harder to make it better? No. They scammed the welfare system out of millions while Tim Walz just sat back and allowed them to do so. That's absolutely abhorrent.
Why did I see a tweet today talking about the fact that Trump is targeting Somali people in Minnesota is going to put Black Americans at risk? I don't think so. I think that Black Americans and Somali people don't look anything alike, first of all. Second of all, they don't even consider themselves black.
We are Somalis, not black. There, I said it.
Somalis are not black. Let me explain why. Looking at me right now, chat, am I black? I'm literally brown. I'm literally brown, bro. Think about it as well. Somalis are Arabs. We're in the Arab leagues. We speak the Arab language. We eat the Arab food. Bro, think about it like this, bro. If a whole community doesn't regard themselves as black, We can't be black, bro.
Somalis are not black.
My biggest fear in life is that this man may never witness our full takeover. Yes, he may never witness that. He already witnessed our partial takeover, our little success in America. And he is the reason actually I know that the community in America is thriving. He is how I know. It's like, he's how we measure our progress. If he doesn't tweet, somebody messed up. I know it. Somebody fucked up the plan. If he tweet, I know. I know. We're doing the right things. Yes, that's how I know. So, he's old and sick, I know. He may not witness our full takeover, but I promise you that his sons will witness. Just like him, we came to exist in this country. See? The land of free men, the land of opportunities. And we're here. Yes. And we're not leaving, actually. We're not going back. What do you mean go back? You should go back first. You see? If you come first, you go first. See? Just like you. Tell me how you own this land. Explain to the world how this land became your land. Tell the world.
Now, this unfolding situation involving the Somali community in America is really getting so complicated by the day. First of all, there is this Somali man going viral on social media bragging about freeloading on government benefits and touting American taxpayers, saying they should work hard for him, and there's nothing that they can do about him, mooching on the system. That alone is very wild. Also, there comes this other side of this story of many years of public distancing, saying they are not black. And further, they even have been claiming that they are not African. They are claiming an Arab identity. Even went ahead to say that places like Minnesota was promised to them thousands of years ago, which doesn't make sense. But we'll talk about that later. Now, these are the same people, after supporting Donald Trump, they're now facing ICE raids and deportations. And suddenly there is a call for black unity and support. And there are even threats and blackmail to the black community in America, saying if you don't support us, then you will also get deported. And that also shows something, a deep misunderstanding and ignorance of history, of citizenship and sacrifice. Some immigrants still think that black Americans can get deported from America. That is that's the height of ignorance. We'll talk about that a little more, but let's watch these videos and I'll be back with some good commentary.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What y'all doing? I wasn't going to say nothing about this Somalia fraud stuff that's going over there in Minnesota, but they're getting beside themselves.
Like the racists are actually just jealous of Somalis because of how successful we became in a matter of one generation.
Girl, ain't nobody jealous of y'all. How am I be jealous of fraud? You're saying that we're jealous of you because you got rich in one generation? You know how that happens? From stealing from us. Yeah, because in Somalia, you can't steal from nobody because y'all don't got shit. And I'm going to be jealous of somebody marrying their brother just to get them over here in America. Over here, that's called incest, okay? It's not legal. And that's nasty.
People are saying, how come Somalis have nice cars and we don't? We've been here like how many generations? We were born here. Our ancestors are from here.
See, I hate when people talking about coming over here and, oh, we got success. But did you have success in your own country? Why don't you go back to your country and be successful there? Oh, you can't. Donald Trump said it was a shithole.
They're jealous of our success because they expect us to be at the bottom of the bottom.
You know what we expect when you bring your ass over here is to work hard, okay? Work your ass off instead of trying to get over on us, okay? That's something we don't like.
Right, and then we come here one generation, we work hard, we save our money.
You talking about working hard and saving. Yeah, you working less and saving fraud money. Yeah,
Somalis are not the only community that committed fraud, okay?
You're not smart, are you? Huh? because you just confirmed that y'all do fraud. Damn, where's ICE when you need it?
Like when you're an immigrant group and you're black on top of that and you're African, they hate you to be successful.
Stop this shit with this damn race. I'm tired of the race shit, okay? What y'all thought y'all was gonna do is come over here and steal and take and think that nobody was gonna catch y'all ass. This don't have nothing to do with race, okay? So don't pull that shit.
Black Americans are not immigrants. We all understand that, right? We were here before America became America. My ancestors were here. I'm like 13 generations American on both sides of my family. I am foundational to this country. My people fought in every single war. My blood is in this soil. Everything that makes America America is because of Black American people. We are America. Why then do immigrants keep trying to drag us into their story? We do not have an immigrant story. We have an American story. Okay? Listen to this Somali leader drag us into the immigrant situation.
But Trump based his order on a report whose author has made it clear that his goal is to denaturalize and deport as many Somali Americans as possible. This is not about crime. It's not about safety. This is about purging people like me from this country. Minnesota has always been a welcoming place for people fleeing a home country that is blasted by war, poverty, and hunger. Europeans in the 19th and 20th century, Black Americans from the South, Hmong and Vietnamese, Liberians and East Africans and Latin Americans. This embrace of new culture is one of our greatest strengths.
Do you see? Do you see how she listed us with people from other countries and said that we also were coming from another country, and also said that we were bringing a new culture? We are the culture of this country. You see what I'm talking about? This is what is making me like, are we being for real right now? Stop. All these immigrants are in trouble with this new administration. They want to drag Black Americans into this situation, but we don't have anything to do with this. We don't have a thing to do with this. Okay? Like, this is really starting to be, it's like, I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone right now. They obviously don't know. Or she did know. She said that Black Americans from the South. The South ain't another country.
We Black Americans do not owe anyone a damn thing, especially any individual or any group or any organization that is anti-Black and racist. For example, the Somali situation. They came out last year and boldly lent their support and advocacy to the felon-in-chief. They ignored Black Americans because of their anti-Blackness. Now they are dealing with the consequences of their vote. As well they should. It's time for these folks to be big boys and big girls and take their medicine. Now all of a sudden they are Black, when just a year ago they stated that they were Somalis. They weren't Black American. They were Somalis, they were Muslim, and they were Arabs. Because see, like many other POC groups who immigrate over here, they believe that they are superior to us, and they have bought into all of the white supremacist lies and talking points about the Black American community. And they have not only bought into those lies, but they continue to teach and spread those lies within their own communities. Black Americans, we have really seen that within the past year, ever since the presidential election. We do not owe anybody or anyone our forgiveness, our grace, our empathy, or our compassion. For me personally, I have none for them. It is not Black Americans' fault that we are standing alone. Should we be unified with especially other members of the diaspora? Yes. But I choose to live in reality, and we are not. And again, it is not Black Americans' fault. We are the one group in the United States of America that have had to fight to have our humanity recognized, and then to fight for the rights that we deserve. And because of our struggle and our sacrifice, many of these immigrant groups, including members of the diaspora, have come over here after the main struggle was ended and the Civil Rights Act was passed, and have enjoyed the fruits of our labor, starting businesses, going to school, when they become eligible, voting and participating in the democratic process, and taking other opportunities, again made possible by Black American fight for justice and equity and equality. But turning around and then looking down on us and spewing white supremacist lies. And we all know what they are. They advocated specifically the Somalis for the felon-in-chief last year, and they did indeed vote for him and helped to put his regime in power, and now they are dealing with those consequences. And now all of a sudden they want to be Black. We're all Black. No, the hell we are not. These white leftists and progressives, I have always said that they are the same brand of ice cream as MAGA and Republicans. They're just a different flavor. And boy, have they been showing their asses ever since Jasmine Crockett announced she's running for Senate. The woman is already in Congress. Think about that. She is just running to switch houses. She will not get an increase in pay, but she believes, and I believe it too, that she will be more effective in the Senate. And these folks have come out the woodwork with all of their bullshit, the same routine that they pulled on Kamala Harris last year. But we see you all. All of you all are motivated by two things: your racism and your misogyny. Black Americans, the only thing that we have to do and need to do is to continue to be Black American, and then when it is time, die. That's it. We don't owe these people our support. We don't owe them our advocacy that they seem to think that they're entitled to, despite their racism and anti-Blackness. Even those of us within our own community who sided with white supremacy, all of them can take a first-class express ticket straight to the pit of hell. Black Americans, we stand alone, but that's okay, because y'all, we are enough. Keep that in mind, and be careful out here.
Can somebody please tell me what the hell the Somalians are talking about when they say that Minnesota was promised to them over 3,000 years ago? Because are they trolling, trying to be like in comparison to Israel, or are they being serious? And if they are being serious, may I please see the paperwork that granted you guys the state of Minnesota? Because while I'm not totally opposed to the rightful owner of Minnesota getting Minnesota itself, I definitely don't want you guys to have it, because you sort of robbed the state blind, and I don't think that you deserve it. So if you could just send me the paperwork, the scripture, the documentation that Minnesota belongs to you. Now,
you talking about Somalis. When did y'all become Black? Last time I checked, you do not identify as Black. You identify as Somali. What that representative from Somalia was talking about, how you got in there and took a spot from a Black American? That's your own people said that? And she's there to represent Somalis? So that's not Black, ma'am. We identify as Black. Everybody else in the diaspora do not identify as Black. We're the only group who would say they're Black, even in the continent of Africa, for the most part, would be South Africans. Maybe those in Namibia, too. I think Namibians, too. But outside of Namibia, outside of, I guarantee South Africa for sure. But in America, we are Black. That is, of course, our race and our particular ethnicity wrapped into one. Y'all came to this country and say, I'm not black, I'm Somali. That's what y'all said. And that's fine because y'all do identify as Somali. I don't take an issue with that. But see, this what you're not going to do, Ilhan, what you're not going to do, when Trump and them is on y'all head, don't be sitting up here trying to virtue signal us and say, yeah, coming after black immigrants and a black immigrant community. We know exactly what you're doing. Say Somali. Don't say black. You don't do nothing for black folk. Not a freaking thing.
Only Americans who's concerned with the Somali business is the ones who have no life. They have a lot of time in their hand. They broke. They don't have no money, no ambition, nothing. They don't even have hobbies. They depressed. They lonely. You know, it's always those type of people who care about situations like this. You know? People who have something going on for their life, right? They're busy in their career, their family, they taking vacation, they're enjoying their life. You know, they're not concerned with the Somalians in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Only people you will see who's worrying about this is not even racist. They just broke. They just don't have anything going on. They're broken spiritually, physically, and financially.
So if you have 1 minute, I'd like for you to check out this video.
Most of the people that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand. They will tell you, I don't know my father. Well, who named you? Whose name are you carrying? Well, my mother chose his name for me. You know, I don't know. Is that what we want for our ummah? No.
So I want to say this with as much clarity as I can possibly say it. I don't believe that every Somali imam thinks this way, but this gives an indication that there are people who we have allied with, who we have supported, who we have taken on as brethren, because were it not for the African American experience, these people would not be able to do any of the things that they're doing. But we have to realize that some people are not our friend.
All right, so let's start with the freeloader narrative first of all. So first of all, can we just be clear? This man maybe does not represent, the entire Somalis. But when someone goes viral bragging about abusing the system, mocking taxpayers and daring the country to do something about it, it damages everyone that is really close to him. It damages everyone associated with you, especially if these people have been accusing you of taking advantage of the system, and you come out to clearly say that is what you're doing. You're really damaging your whole community. You don't demand protection while publicly insulting the very, very society you're living in. That's not resistance. That's utter recklessness. Now, let's talk about this identity whiplash. Not black, not African, then suddenly we need black unity. So for years, some voices loudly said, we're not black. I even went ahead to say, we're not African, we are Arab. Fine. People can perhaps choose their identity if that is the case, but identity has consequences as well. You cannot spend years rejecting blackness, rejecting Africanness, then suddenly invoke black solidarity when ICE knocks on your door. Unity is not a panic button, by the way. Unity built only during a moment of crisis is not unity. That, to me, looks like convenience, And now let's also talk about this dangerous myth that Black Americans can get deported. Is this a myth or is this ignorance? So some of the rhetoric coming out now is really deeply ignorant. I personally find that, and many people agree, suggesting that Black Americans can get deported if they don't by the way, because it's a blackmail, if they don't cooperate to help them to voice their concerns. Black Americans are not immigrants in America. They are foundational to that country. And it doesn't matter where they originally might have their roots from, but to what we know as America today, they are foundational. This land was built on their labor, on their blood, on their sacrifices, on their civil rights struggle. And immigrants in America today, including African immigrants, Caribbeans, and others, happen to be there because Americans fought the battles and forced that country to open up simply. So the least thing that they could do to Black Americans is to disrespect, the least they could do is show respect to them for all they have done to make America, a possibility for all of the other people. Now, supporting Donald Trump and then playing the victim. Another contradiction openly with the Somali community is coming in here. They openly supported Donald Trump, a man who is always clearly anti-immigrant, Islamophobic. That's his policy. That's his brand. And then acting shocked when his administration begins to target you. What did you expect? You can't dance with the leopard and then you start crying when they turn and start eating you. Now, something else that's clearly visible and now most people are talking about is the disrespecting the host nation. A big mistake, a universal mistake. No community anywhere in the world survives by openly disrespecting the host society, because now they even are taunting even white people. They have been threatening Black people that they would also get deported, that they're lazy and things. A lot of things they've been saying about, they're simply mocking taxpayers and taunting Americans, insulting Black Americans. And that alone isolates you from everyone. You can't not mock people. And when the pressure comes, you think they will be there with you. You simply find yourself alone. Now, a big lesson for any other immigrants and any other immigrant community probably should be here, that respect must come before protection. Unfortunately, this is something that many Black Americans have been saying, but it seems the immigrant community do not want to understand this. You don't wait until a crisis to start building or attempting to build alliances and unity. You don't erase people's struggles, then demand their solidarity. And Black unity, African unity, immigrant solidarity, whatever kind of alliance, this must be built during calm times, not activated only during emergencies, And if this moment teaches anything, it's that arrogance, identity denial, and opportunistic unity will always collapse under pressure. And I really, really, really believe that the immigrants from different parts of the world in America should learn one big lesson, that in fact they get a chance to be able to survive in America because of the struggles and the sacrifices of Black people. Now, if you go there and look down upon a people who have given you a chance and opportunity to be there, just so you can make yourself feel like you're close to the white power structure, you are probably doing yourself a big injustice, and it's going to haunt you. It doesn't matter how long you're going to be there, but it will always come back and bite you. Yeah, so let's continue watching what's going to become of this pull and push, and we'll keep updating. Yeah, do share with me what you think in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.